What's up, everyone? Welcome back to another episode of Elder Scrolls Lore. Today we're going to be doing the Tribunal, which was recommended by Shadowstorm 2470. So, let's hop right into this. The Tribunal, or the Three, were the ruling gods of Morrowind and the Doomner people from 700 of the First Era to 427 of the Third Era. The members consisted of Vivec, Almalexia, and Sotha Sil. They were worshipped by the Tribunal Temple and were eventually made mortal by the Neverine in 427 of the Third Era when Dagath was defeated. I have Stella right behind me, my dog. What are you doing? Alright. The Tribunal formation dates back to the War of the First Council after the Chimer uncovered a Dwemer plot where the sorcerer architect Kagranak would use the Heart of Lorkhan to construct the Numidium. The Numidium was a giant machine that was designed to mock the Chimer faith and way of life. This war would break out between the Chimer leader, Neverar, and the Dwarf King, Dumak. In one massive battle, both leaders were critically wounded, with Dumak assumed to have died on the battlefield as a result. It was here that the Dwemer would disappear after Kagranak would use his tools on the heart. Nerevar would survive and consulted his three advisors for counsel. They were Vivec, Almalexia, and Sotha Sil. It was here that Kagranak's tools would be left with Nerevar's close friend, Dagath. Nerevar and his advisors agreed to keep and study the tools and the Heart of Lorkhan, but Nerevar ordered that they were not to use the tools at all. They would return to the Dwemer Citadel where Dagath was left on guard to find him corrupted and unwilling to release the tools. Although he would eventually escape, he would leave the tools behind and leave the tools with the possession of the new Tribunal and Nerevar. The Battle of Red Mountain would erupt soon after, where Nerevar would be killed. Sotha Sil would acquire the knowledge on Kagranak's tools and how they worked on the Heart of Lorkhan. In doing so, he would transform the Tribunal into gods. This pushed them to steal the divine essence from the heart as well. I'm going to turn the page. This would offend the Daedric Prince Azura. So the Sil claimed they no longer needed the Daedra and that they were the new gods of the Chimer. As a result, Azura would curse them for their sacrilege, resulting in the Chimer being transformed into the Doomner. Not long after, the Neverine destroyed the Heart of Lorkhan. Vivec, Almalexia, and Sotha Sil would become known as the False Tribunal and would be replaced with a new tribunal consisting of Azura, Boethia, and Melfala. Vivec was the most known of the three. He was a renowned poet and warrior, and was known as a benevolent king as well. Vivec shares some traits with Melfala. As such, he enjoyed the practice of secretive murder. He lived in his self-titled city in his self-titled temple on Vardenfell. The player in Elder Scrolls 3 can attack and kill him if they want. However, Vivec mysteriously disappears during the Oblivion Crisis if he is not killed. Some even rumored that he was killed by the Neverine. Almalexia is the second most known of the Tribunal. She was known as a brave and compassionate queen. She shares traits with Boethia. In Morrowind's DLC, she appeared completely Chimer. She lives in Mournhold of the mainland Morrowind. Eventually, she would go insane and try to kill the Neverine to prevent her own death after Dagath is defeated. She would be killed as a result. Sotha Sil is the least known of the three and is known as an extremely powerful and intelligent mage. He resembles Azura and lives in his clockwork city of his machines. He appears completely Doomner in appearance and eventually loses his lower body and right arm, but it's replaced with robotic limbs. Sotha Sil is eventually killed as part of the plot to stop the Neverine by Almalexia. Now, it must be noted that when I say the most known, I mean the most known to the public eye in Morrowind, not just like in terms of how people see them in lore, because I understand that everyone knows different things, and you get that. Everyone knows everything differently, and some people know certain things while others do not. So it's most known to the public eye in Morrowind. And that is all I have for you. In 427 of the Third Era, I want to say, I'm going to go back to my notes to make sure that is right. Yeah, in 427 of the Third Era, they were made human after the events of, I want to say, Elder Scrolls 3, and eventually they would go and try to kill themselves. Well, not kill themselves. Almalexia would kill So the Sill, and So the Sill would be trying to help the Neverine, but then the Neverine would also then kill Almalexia, and then Vivec would just disappear. Presumably maybe even killed by the Neverine without the player's intervention. That's also a note that it's rumored that he's killed by the Neverine during the Oblivion Crisis, so this would be a separate time other than, you know, when you have the option to kill him in Morrowind, so it's a separate event. But I hope you guys enjoyed this. It was actually interesting to see this. I knew nothing about the Tribunal, and I've always thought about doing the Tribunal, and then it was recommended, so then I was like, okay, this is definitely worth it. Just a little bit of a future of what's coming up next. The College of Whispers, the Synod, the College of Winterhold will be coming next. Gotta go all the way back now to my page where I have all of them. And I'm going to be doing a couple question lore-esque themes. Like I'm going to be doing how Molag Bal managed to capture the Imperial City, which was also recommended by someone else. But then two more that I wanted to do that I were more questioning, so we're going to be going over the theory or idea of something, whether or not it could be captured. This would be, could the Empire reclaim Valenwood in the present tense speaking, and will Blackmarsh remain an independent nation? Those are two topics that I wanted to personally cover myself, and so that is what's coming up in the future. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. Please give this a like and subscribe if you want more content. I post Monday through Saturday, and eventually I'll get to Sunday. As the recording of this video, I'm still trying to get Dark Souls lore on a weekly schedule. I have one video. I believe this week is actually when it's going to start becoming weekly. I currently only have one video, so that's like I got to get to writing some scripts. I have about, roughly a week and a half now to start writing some scripts and get that done. I'm also sort of behind on Elder Scrolls lore as well, so that's why I'm also I'm actually going to be cranking out 3 videos today, and I'm going to write a script for at least 2 more today. So, yeah, there's that. So I hope you guys enjoyed this, and I will see you guys in the next video. My dog is soaking wet right now because it's raining out, and she is just sprawled on my bed. Are you comfortable? She's giving me a look like, what? Alright, I'll see you guys.